In terms of architecture, there are many other cities in the United States that may be compared, but Chicago and New York are the only two that have a rich architectural and design heritage unlike any other city. Do you want to have a clear comparison and contrast between Chicago's and New York's skylines? What are the amazing buildings that these cities offer? Well, this video is definitely for you because today we'll have Chicago skyline versus New York skyline. But before that, please make sure to subscribe to this channel and ring the notification bell to never miss an uploaded video from the Luxe Luxury channel. So much for the introduction, let's get started. Before I compare and contrast the skylines of Chicago and New York, let me first give you some background on each city's architectural history. First, on October 8, 1871, a fire rushed across Chicago, destroying a 4-mile stretch of the city. 300 people were killed, 100,000 people were displaced, and 17,500 structures were damaged. The city's wealth was reduced to cinders by a third. The city, however, roared back to life. A new grid was established in the city core. Two recent breakthroughs transformed Chicago's post-fire architecture. While new forms of fireproof construction went rivet on rivet with the latest building materials and components, these were Aloysius Otis safety elevators, which he first displayed to a rapt audience at the 1854 New York World's Fair, and the Bessemer converter, an English technology that allowed mass manufacture of high-quality, low-cost steel. The Jenny, Schermerhorn, and Bogart business, formed in 1867, is responsible for most of modern Chicago architecture. For his early efforts to designing and constructing several notable Chicago buildings in the 1870s and 1880s, architect and engineer William LeBaron Jenney became renowned as the father of the American skyscraper. Jenney and his team laid the groundwork for a commercial style that was distinct from traditional 19th century architecture. These structures were taller than others of their time and has less outside adornment. The inside framework were made of steel, allowing for huge plate glass windows. On the other hand, New York skylines also have a history to tell. In the 1880s, New York was little more than a Manhattan Island. The island was mostly used as a harbor. The architects wanted to build the city higher because there were grid-like streets and horizontal occupancy. Furthermore, it can be stated that during this time period, classical architecture first added characteristics such as arches, columns, and vaults to skyscrapers. The following decades in New York City were dominated by Beaux-Arts. It was influenced by Baroque and Roman architecture. These structures were designed to exude beauty and sophistication. The public library and parts of Central Park are prime examples of Beaux-Arts architecture. The builders chose Art Deco after Beaux-Arts. Geometric designs, spectacular perches, and zigzag patterns were planned to beautify the skies in this style of construction. Many structures were inspired by 1920s machines such as automobiles. Architects who educated abroad and then moved to the United States have now introduced their international designs to New York. Steel and glass were employed for the first time to construct lofty skyscrapers. Prior to this, most New York structures were made of hand-laid bricks. Furthermore, let's take a look now at some of the remarkable architectures of each city which encompasses its skyline. For Chicago, first we have Willis Tower. It was the world's tallest skyscraper until 1998. Having been built in 1974, it is still the third tallest mountain in the Western Hemisphere. Willis Tower's twin white spires and striking black glass and steel facade are easily identifiable. Engineer Fazul Rahman Khan was the first to employ tubular structure. Willis Tower appears to be made up of several independent buildings that have been put together in a location notorious for its strong winds. This design allowed Rahman to construct the world's tallest structure. On clear days, Visitors to the 103rd floor of the Willis Tower skydeck may see all the way to Michigan and Wisconsin. Next is St. Regis Chicago. The St. Regis Chicago is one of the newest additions to the windy city skyline, like an undulating matchstick or a standing wave of air. Jean Gang achieved the distinction of being the first woman to design the world's tallest tower with the St. Regis. The structure will house a variety of high-end properties, including approximately 400 condos and 200 hotel rooms. Unoccupied and open floors of the structure's higher levels allow breezes to pass us through, preventing the remainder of the tower from swaying. You might inquire about a hotel room to get a glimpse of the stunning vistas that will undoubtedly be available in one of Chicago's most renowned new constructions. There is also 875 North Michigan Avenue. 875 North Michigan Avenue is a 1,128-foot skyscraper on the Magnificent Mile in Chicago. Prior to February 2018, it was known as the John Hancock Center, and locals and visitors still refer to it as such. Architect Bruce Graham chose a black glass and steel facade with twin white spires, roughly identical to that of the Willis Tower. Despite not being the city's tallest structure, the old John Hancock Center offers the best observation deck. The 94th story of the structure houses 360 Chicago, an innovative tilting glass observation poised approximately 1,000 feet above the busy streets below. When you're out touring Michigan Avenue and the Magnificent Mile, this is a terrific place to stop. Of course, how can we forget James R. Thompson Center? The Illinois state government's offices are located in the James R. Thompson Center. It is one of Chicago's most significant examples of postmodern architecture. The exterior, which was built in 1985, has a slanted glass design that provides the idea of numerous ring pieces stacked on one top of the other. Inside the Thompson Center, the most striking features are found. When visitors arrive, they are greeted by a large open atrium with an enormous skylight. The vibrant interior includes exposed stairwells and elevators. The design was created with the intention of evoking a sense of transparency, with government business taking place in full view of the public. The Thompson Center is undergoing renovations, with the possibility of being replaced entirely. If for no other reason, now could be the perfect time to witness this intriguing architectural feat in all of its divisive brilliance. Now, let's move to the remarkable buildings of New York. First, we have the Empire State Building. The Empire State Building was finished in 1931, less than a year after its foundation was laid in January of 1930. It dethroned the Chrysler Building as the world's highest skyscraper and held it for nearly 40 years. The skyscraper struggled to fill its office space with commercial tenants when it was completed, earning it the infamous nickname, the Empty State. It was, after all, during the depths of the Great Depression, the millions of visitors who bought tickets and rushed to the building's highest observation deck protected it from destruction. The Empire State Building is still famous today for its stunning panoramic views and its neon lights, which change depending on the occasion and shine brightly every night after dark. Next is Flatiron Building. The Flatiron Building was formerly known as the Fuller Building, after its owner and builder, George A. Fuller, the company's founder. When it was finished, it was one of the world's tallest structures and one of the first steel-framed skyscrapers. It is still an operating office building today, with various business tenants, while its current owner has ambitions to transform it into a high-end luxury hotel at some time. When it first opened to the public, the structure drew a lot of criticism, as did its current term, the Flatiron Building, which began as a nickname. Some residents do not believe the construction will last long and are placing bets on when it will be destroyed by one of the city's frequent severe winds. The structure survived and swiftly became one of Manhattan's most distinctive and well-known landmarks. We also have the Woolworth Building. The Woolworth Building is a National Historic Landmark for a reason. It is one of the city's most recognizable and historically significant structures. It was created by Frank Woolworth, a great innovator and self-made millionaire who once had over 1,000 retail establishments. With its marble floors and steps, gargoyle heads, and a stunning mezzanine, the building was formerly known as the Cathedral of Commerce, and it is absolutely worth a short guided tour with a fast review of its history, hidden gems, and overall significance. Indeed, both cities present their architectural marvels through buildings they create, and today, these cities are experiencing a fresh surge of skyscraper construction. Hence, the battle for the skies has taken on a really modern aspect. So, which skyline do you think is the best? Is it the Chicago or New York skyline? How do you think these places can make their skylines more spectacular? Let me know your thoughts by commenting them down below. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want more videos like this, check out our channel as we give you luxurious and interesting videos. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you on the next video.